Sure, talk about it. But can you tell the difference between talking and showing? It's like when you take your kid to the museum and you tell them, you look, but don't touch. You look with your eyes. You talk with your mouth, right? I've talked about things. I've never dug up personal records to flash around on the internet. Ha, I got the proof. Look, she's a bed jumping whore. I got in black and white. I never did that. That's what my family does. It's abusive and it's messed up. There's a difference between talk.
Okay, now let me just use. It's just abusive, isn't it? You say you talk, and there's a difference between talking and showing. Well, yeah, there's a difference, a big difference. You talk and talk, as you said, and then, but you can't prove anything you talk about. So you're trying to convince myself and everyone else that it's okay to talk as long as you're lying and not worrying about any consequence or anything that you may be doing to harm another by lying. See, there I am different because I'm showing I'm showing the proof of the lies that you have been talking about. There is a huge difference. You are nothing but talk. You are a lying, talking piece of, I don't know what you are. I really don't. I can't even think of anything that would come close to what you are. You think that's okay. So that means if I decided tomorrow just to get up and start talking about you being, I don't know. It's hard for me to make up stuff like that. Let's see. You are, well, you're proud of being a whore. You're proud of a drug addiction. You're proud of being a bum. You're proud. Making up something's going to be awful hard because pretty much everything negative would be the truth about you. So just me getting up to talk is just, I do enough of that going around the block to get where I want to go. So I don't understand that logic. That's why I'm kind of stuttering here because I just don't get it. It's okay for you to get on here and talk about trash about everyone and to say and make up things about people as long as that's all you're doing is talking. Well, that's not who I am. See, if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to show it because I want the proof out there that you're a liar. I want it to be undeniable that you're a liar. You failed to show anything. You've called, you've said things about my children. You've called me everything in the book. Today's the new one. Well, for me it's today, but what was it? Bed hopping whore. I'd like to know how you gonna prove that. Please do. I think it'd be interesting. Pretty much anything you say is interesting. But I'm gonna tell you something. If I was to sit down and truly pick apart everything you have called me, it's gonna just make you look even worse. So, I might have to save that to the end. This video here was just I had to hold on to it, because it was just packed full of excitement. I had a few things before it. So let me try to hit play again. I got a paintbrush in my hand, so just bear with me. All right. See if I can get it. What in the world? I hope we didn't go back.
I'm not looking at my aunt's channel.
Oh, that was funny. You're
I
not looking.
refuse.
I went too far.
To have my divorce paperwork shown because I've talked about my aunt's divorce before, so that gives her the right to talk about mine. Sure, talk about it. But can you tell the difference between talking and showing? It's like when you take your kid to the museum and you tell them, you look.
Yeah, one's lying and one is not. That's the difference. In this case, you're the liar and I'm not. So there's the difference.
But don't touch.
Let's keep going.
Right? I've talked about things. I've never dug up personal records to flash around on the internet. Ha, I got the proof. Look, she's a bed jumping whore. I never did that. That's what my family does.
What your family shows the truth. Your family calls out. The family is me, by the way. I get so sick when you say that. Yes, I'm going to call you out. Yes, I'm going to show the proof. And if you want to wave the lie around and won't, you've been doing this for years. Well, it's time you got called out on your lies. You cannot continue to have your way. It's just like, you'll shut yourself up and just, you think it's kind of like a kid that little babies when you're playing peekaboo, they cover their little, once their face is covered, they think they're, really everything's gone. You're kind of like that. You think if you cover up your lies, like slipping away for a day, then your lie's gone. Well, no, it's not. Your lie is still out there, painfully out there. And it's time somebody stood up to you. It's time people just stopped. It's time people quit supporting you financially and let you learn to stand up. But if they're that fool with their money, that's fine. Go right ahead. Just give you enough that I can just have your little benefit package cut off. Because see, I'm playing that dirty now. I'm there playing dirty. It's gonna, your all these little videos I'm making. It's all I'm gonna get. Just somehow, some way, I'll get it compiled. YouTube will see it. I'm trying to beat down the door. Not only them, but you need to be committed. And somehow I'll get it across to whoever you see that you need to be committed, and here's why. See, talking about it's not going to do any good. Obviously, talking about it hasn't done you a lick of good. You're still as much of a liar as you ever was. You're being treated for one thing when really you're a pathological liar, and I'm not sure there is treatment for that. I believe I've looked it up before. That's just something you got to work on in yourself. You got to stop yourself from lying. You could start with the little things, but no, or like I've noticed something big here. There's been a few other things that I've put out there that most people would have been really upset about. Not only did I expose you for who you are, but it's going to kind of hurt you in the future because I'm going to make sure it does. And you've yet to bring it up. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I think you already know. I'm just fishing right now, and we're going to see what we catch. But I've been waiting, and I ain't heard nothing about it yet. So that's kind of got me puzzled. So I'm going to fish a little more because you've been busted. You're busted. You were busted a long time ago when JJ found you. But you're really in deep now. And now that I'm just at that place of being petty, in the last video I slipped up and called you petty. I'm sorry, I'm the petty one. You're the liar. So I had to correct myself. So just for shits and giggles, can you name any time in your life that you've ever took accountability for anything? Anything. Maybe forgetting to take out the garbage, not making your bed. Oh, Lord, you don't make a bed. Just anything, Mary, just any little thing that you've ever took accountability for, that you've admitted you were wrong about. Because I can't recall one time you've ever admitted being wrong about anything. And you've been wrong about everything. So, let me see what else you got to say in this one before we, I knew thought it had more, it was another video.
It's abusive.
Get
it's
over
messed
yourself.
up.
Get more therapy.
There's a difference between talking about something and showing
it.
it.
Went through that.
People who are accustomed to crossing boundaries will not understand that.
Okay, if anybody's listening, please pay attention because this is, she's trying to pretend to be intelligent and be a doctor here. But yet, the next video, she ain't got enough sense to know what day it is. So y'all explain that to me, please, somebody. Because I don't get it. How can she pretend to be so smart and just know so much about everything, and she's diagnosing just everything, but yet tomorrow she can't remember a number. She can't remember, she don't know why honestly, or why don't you just say, look, I don't know why I lie. I really don't. I should talk to my doctor about it. In that case, talking may help you. It just might. You never know.
Difference. Because there are no boundaries. There never have been. They've always been able to do and say whatever they.
Listen, there's been boundaries. I have boundaries. You, my paintbrush. I have boundaries. You have no boundaries. You have done. You break the law. You've done everything that required a boundary to be breached. You can't find where I've done that. You can't prove one thing that you've said. Not one. You ought to try proving it and showing instead of talking. Because see, I'm going to keep on showing. And see, while I'm showing, I'm also looking for new things because I know you're just like a freaking merry-go-round, just around and around, the song that never ends. Get your
Wanted to me. That's what abusive families are. And it doesn't seem like it's wrong, but it is. I'm trying hard to move out of that mindset where it's okay to do things like that. My family is going to push back harder to drag me down.
Listen, can't nobody drag you down. You're about as far as you can go. I can't imagine you going any further down. Drag you down? No, I didn't. Like I've pointed out before. I'm here because you started your line. I listened to you for a long time before I ever spoke up. There's something that most parents can honestly say with me. You don't cross that line. You don't drag innocent people in to something that's between two other people. And all the things that you've brought up are all in your imagination, your pity party, your quest to never have to work a day in your life. That's what you've been using all this for. Because it's just funny to me, the things you say about me and the abuse that you so have went through because of me. Because see, I'm okay. My life is okay. I mean, I have problems. We all do. I've made mistakes in my life, and I've paid for them, and I've moved on. Boundaries. I know what boundaries are. You, on the other hand, do not, because you crossed the boundaries when you brought me on here. See, you thought talking was just fine. You can say what you want. You thought nobody would ever know, but we know. And I guess you just picked the wrong one. And it's just your bad luck that I'm the last one standing here. The last one. So, yeah, I'm coming in hard now. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to get petty. And as soon as I find out what it is you're trying to hide, it's going to get worse.
And I refuse. Yes, I have talked about how many times my aunt was married. I was at one of her weddings.
I gotta stop it.
I have never dug up documents to publicly shame her in black and white.
Okay, I'm going to end this one right here. You know why you don't? Because you can't shame me, for one thing. I haven't lied about any of it, for another. If anyone asks, I have no problem with it. I'm not the one that's lying about things. It's you. You need to pull up some papers. You need some public papers, okay? Because you're just nothing but a liar. And if you got them, or if you can find them, you need to start pulling them. You better come back with some truth to fight with. Because right now you're losing, and you're losing miserably because you're a liar.